25-8, nigga, we do this shit, ain't no breaks, nigga. Live this shit. I am this shit, nigga. All that. They call me Young Nepsino, Rose Clico. Talking to my girl while your bitch give me deep though. Shooting at the world, dog, cause life is just a free throw. Shopping played out pussy, please don't offer me no. Sex was a weapon, she could not kill a mosquito. Lil' mama lost her grip, pastrami round her pee hole. Got too many mouths, baby that's a repo. Shorty's in denial, really tryna fuck with me though.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. Welcome to another edition of the Everybody Hates Sleep Show. I'm your humble, grateful, gracious, and highly favored host, Jesus Christ. You roll your eyes every time I say that name. How much you roll your eyes every time I say my podcast?
Listen, that's what I feel like when I hear it.
That angelic voice you hear in the background is the one and only Domothegreat.
I'm here. Again.
Oh, really? Really? Is that right here?
Mm-hmm.
Neat little round of applause for me right there in this nice show. How you doing today, Domo?
I'm doing pretty good.
Everything's everything.
For sure.
Anything new happening in your sector of the world?
No, I wouldn't say necessarily new. There's some changes, trying to growth.
Oh, you got some growth going on?
Yeah, I got some growth going on.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Growth is always good.
Oh.
I ain't got nothing new going on. Other than we about to go on summer break. Where the fuck is my drops for that? Oh yeah. I do. I am a grandfather.
Yes. Granddaddy.
Shout out to Jelani Maxwell, the 5th generation of Maxwells. So, I got another maybe 80, 90 years to deal with this Maxwell lineage.
Man.
But yeah, I was really reluctant about being a grandfather. I thought that was like an attachment to old. But I mean, only thing that's guaranteed in this world is old. Well, yeah, old age, taxes, and death. You gonna age.
That sounds so morbid.
It does.
Dark.
It's the truth though. You gonna pay taxes. You gonna die, and you gonna get old.
Hey.
But
with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
So.
I know, and y'all can't see this at home, but it wasn't wise for this man to wear these pants to this date. Yeah. Did you see him? You ain't seen him yet? Give it a second.
Oh, no. Okay, you wear the picnic table pants. All right.
He got them boo-boo.
Get out of here, nigga. Where is you going?
All right. We gonna get right into the pod. I don't think it's gonna be that long of a pod, but we gonna get right into it. First segment is women protection. Now,
talk about it.
Let me set this up because I don't want people to think that I'm saying women protection like women don't protect men, because that's not the case at all. So my whole purpose for this segment is, I'm not used to my significant other. I'm trying to say this delicately and not sound like a douche. Mm-hmm. But I'm not necessarily used, and I've never really been in a situation where I would have to well, that's a lie.
What?
Because there have been situations where I may have to cuss a woman out. And there may have been, I was never in the situation where I was doing the cussing and my significant other was there. Mm. You know, now the women in my life, very overprotective of me, from my great grandmother all the way down to my little sister.
But that's how it relates to family.
Yeah, as far as family, I'm used to a woman's protection. But as far as my girlfriend, fiance, well, I've never been married, but I've never experienced it. I've never had her step in the way of me having a confrontation with a woman and then her handling that. I'm not used to that. I never had it. I've seen it, but I never really had it for myself until, I met you. And for whatever reason, people just like to fuck with you. For whatever reason.
I think it's because people like to challenge me because I'm short and figure that I'm docile, possibly, until I'm not. So, I mean, it happens. I think that happens with all women at some point. It's sometimes it's a tug of war with someone where they feel like they have to challenge other women to assert a particular set of dominance. And that's fine if that's what you feel like you need to do. I don't need to do that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm in competition with nobody else. So I don't need to, feel the need to talk down or talk disrespectfully to another woman. You've done nothing to me.
So I guess you could say here lately, I have been coming across a lot of, I guess you could say, brash women. Women that I don't want to call them talkative because that kind of leans on them like being mischievous or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say that they talking too much, but it's a certain way that you speak to a man to where it doesn't have to be a confrontation. You can have a conversation where you agree to disagree. Right. But it doesn't have to turn into
an argument.
An argument and you being disrespectful.
Or debate, yeah.
Because a lot of men, they don't necessarily want to do all that talking. Once the disrespect comes, now we got to handle this disrespect in some type of physical form.
Well, that's the thing. But people do that when they don't know how to have a conversation. So I can say or disagree with you, but I don't have to disrespect you.
Exactly.
It also, sometimes it goes back to, and some women do that because that's what they're accustomed to doing or maybe accustomed to seeing. Also, they've had other confrontations with men where that man was then confrontational with them, and it's a back and forth. If you have a significant other and there is a situation like that, that woman should not be addressing my man in that manner. So that is my cue to say, hey, no. You don't talk to him like that. And then if you have a problem, you address me.
As a man, you are going to feel a way. Like if you go into a gas station, you get this confrontation with this girl, and then you go back to the car. As a man, you can't just go and be like, yeah, man, that bitch was in there talking shit. You probably can say that as you pulling off, but I mean, like, you can't just go like tell your girl.
I think it's more so if she's in the space and she sees it. You feel what I'm saying? You come back and tell me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna then go drag it on and go fuck with her. Yeah. But you're not going to disrespect him in my presence and feel like that's a cue for you to say whatever you want to him. Just like the other night when we were driving and that lady, oh, you don't do that. Move the fuck along, ma'am. Wasn't nobody talking to you.
What happened?
We was in the car and when we were downtown, it was like deadlocked right there. And she was trying to come across you. Mind you, it's a red light, so where are you going anyway?
Oh, yeah.
But what the fuck is you doing? And why is you... You don't stop... Don't speak to him. Address that shit right here. Because you... And this is the thing, some women will do that because they know that man can't... He can't have that confrontation with you. And if he did, okay, he's disrespectful. No, you're disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
So since I'm here and he can't talk to you that way, guess what? I'm about to. He might not be able to slap the shit out you, but you keep talking to me crazy and I will slap the shit out you for sure.
You know he can't slap the shit out of you.
But it's just like, I don't feel like it should ever come to that kind of conversation between a man and a woman anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the man is not willing to engage you in that conversation, you don't then come to him. Like, because I've seen it. And I know women that'll do that. They're like, oh, fuck it, you a pussy ass nigga. Hold on. Now, what if he decided to buck up at this moment because you didn't talk crazy? Just because Timothy didn't do it and John didn't do it, don't mean DeAndre won't come smack the shit out you. Watch your mouth.
I've seen cases where this woman has been extremely disrespectful to this man, and he hasn't even responded or engaged with her. Mm-hmm. And the non-response and the non-engagement infuriated the woman to the point where she had to now put her hands on this man.
No, that should never happen.
Now, he eventually, he slung her about because she berated him for 3 to 4 minutes. And then once that didn't work, she felt like she could put her hand and
See, and that's the thing I don't like. And people say, like, yeah, you're not supposed to hit women, and you shouldn't hit women. But women should not be walking around just swinging on men and thinking that's okay.
It should not.
And we'll say, like, that's appropriate. Just like the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation. She literally was on recording like, I hit you. I didn't hurt you. You're a man. Like that. I didn't hurt you.
Hit you like that.
That don't mean that just because he's a man doesn't mean that's appropriate for you to put your hands on him in the midst of a conversation. You're disrespectful. And if he had any sisters or aunties that should have slapped the shit out of you. I'm just saying, it's just what you don't do. I don't do that. I don't encourage my daughters. You wrong as hell.
I encourage that both parties just keep their hands to themselves. Find a way to use this conflict resolution skills to resolve the conflict. You ain't got to put your fucking hands on
right.
Right.
I feel like if you cannot have the conversation and it's too much for you to walk away. And at my age or now, even at 37, if it's too much for me, the conversation, I have to walk away. Mm-hmm. And that's for me to have a level of control. Because when I get to that point, then I'm no longer in control. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to do that. Like, it's unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen.
And in having protection from women, I wanted to speak on the love and adoration, that's a good word, mm-hmm. that I have for Black women. Really, women in a whole, but Black women I kind of put a little bit higher on the, I guess you can say, woman chain or women pedestal, whatever you want to call it. Probably because I come from one, and not to mention, and I don't want to say this, and it sounds like, what the fuck, man, what these niggas be wearing, man?
You getting distracted, ain't getting nothing.
Oh my God, Michael Jackson jean. All right,
ain't got nothing to do with this.
I don't. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to say this and make it like sound like I'm talking shit about my father, because I'm not. I'm not talking shit about my father and all. Shout out my pops. I'm just stating what happened in my life. And I didn't grow up without a father. I grew up without a father, you know. And my grandmother, my granny, grandmother, auntie, those were the first 3 women in the beginning of my life. Those were the 3 women that were very intricate and what's the word I'm looking for? Important. I don't want to say important, but they're very significant in the early development of my life. Whatever happened with my father, they made sure that shit didn't happen to me. So, and I figured that out at a very, very young age, like 8, 9. And when I was 12, I went to my father and I told him, I said, I don't know what you did growing up, but whatever you did, Granny, Grandma, Kim is going to make sure that doesn't happen to me. Now, I'm 12. I'm not really good at reading the room, but I did notice that what I said made a change in his expression. You know, he went from being light, jovial to like, oh, really? It was more of like a, damn, for real? And you know, I didn't know at the time that was like, probably like hurtful for him. Mm-hmm. But I was just being observant. That's not your responsibility. I was just being observant and letting him know what I saw. Right. As a young 12-year-old. So,
but that wasn't, and also that's not your responsibility. Mm-hmm. To manage his feelings. You were just expressing what you knew to be true or happening.
And what I think is a very significant thing is that even though I had all this love and all this adoration from these women in my life, the relationship that I always longed for was a relationship with my father, because I knew that there were things that the women in my life couldn't teach me because they're women.
Yeah, you know? Very true.
And it was things that I felt I needed to know because I'm the oldest. I'm like the first line of defense when it comes to the kids. So there's things that I need to know and go through and figure out, so then I can help, you know, my sister, brother, cousins, the younger ones before that's coming after me. So I remember one day me and my father got into it real heavy, and he was like, you know, I understand I wasn't in your life, but if you're not gonna mess with me, then just don't mess with me altogether. If you're going to forgive me, then forgive me and let's move on. When he said it at the time, I felt like it was a slap in the face.
Like disregarding how you had felt.
Yeah, like I felt like you've missed so much time that whatever I'm feeling, you need to coddle those feelings because you ain't been there to coddle any feelings. But after he said it, it was very intricate. Not only was it intricate, it was important. I needed to hear it because it was the truth. I needed to hear it. Either I was going to forgive him or not fuck with him.
This is the thing. You have to, the forgiveness is okay, and that's fine. But what people tend to do a lot of times is forgive me for what I've done. That's cool. I need you to take ownership, though. I need you to acknowledge and take ownership of what you've done.
Well, I will say that about my father. He has taken full onus and ownership for the things that he did and did not do in his life.
And that's cool. And now it seems as though you guys are in a much better place. You know, it took time. That doesn't mean those issues stemming from that go away. But you have a better guise on how to handle it. And now that you guys are communicating and you understand some of his upbringing and what happened, it gives you an understanding. Because we tend to be like, our parents they didn't do this, they weren't this, they weren't that. And the thing is, our parents is just doing better, just trying to do better than their parents did. Mm-hmm. They don't know. It's no real handbook on how to do this. You just got to try your best. Your objective in life is to try to do better than what your parents did. Mm-hmm. And make a better situation, a better scenario, and create a more stable environment than your parents did. You know? And that's the thing. And we're going to make mistakes along the way. Mm-hmm. We're going to make mistakes. We make mistakes with our kids. It's undeniable. It's going to happen. But just being able to say, listen, I'm trying to work on this. I ain't perfect, but I'm trying. And I'm going to continue to try my best. That's the thing. And some parents never take that ownership. Yeah. You know? And that's from my personal experience. Never taking ownership. And my father will never take ownership. And I've tried multiple times to forgive and move on. Mm-hmm. And the behavior repeated itself every time.
And another reason why I hold the women in my life in such regard is because when I look at other people's situations dealing with their moms or their dads or things of that nature, I feel like I feel lucky. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel lucky. Like, for instance, with my kid's mother. Mm-hmm. When I look at the relationship my kid's mother has with her mother, mm-hmm. I'm extremely lucky. Like, it's been times where I've called my mom out the blue, like, you know, thank you for not treating me like not being a leech, mm-hmm. and not being a parasite, and praying on me anytime you see an opportunity. I appreciate you for that. Mm. I do. I did.
And it's crazy because some parents don't even know that they do that because it's so second nature to them.
And that's not cool. But I would prefer the parent that does it subconsciously than the parent that does it on fucking purpose.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, my experience was those things were done intentionally because it was a way. But see, some people, you know, you want to make your parents proud. You want your parents to be pleased with you and happy with you. And that's all fine and well. However, you get to a point as we become adults and we get older and we start our own families and are establishing boundaries and things that you realize some things just don't work no more. Mm-hmm. I no longer want to live in that realm. I can't live for you, mm-hmm. to appease you. And, you know, some people don't want to accept that. That's a problem for them. And that's cool, but that's not my problem. That's your problem.
So I remember in college, I had got a 2.5 or a 2.7. Mm-hmm. I was extremely proud of the 2.7 mm-hmm. because I got this 2.7 particularly without any outside help. I mm-hmm. didn't cheat. I didn't get any of the special. I don't want to say treatment, but because it was once they figure out I was dyslexic, then like the state has to, not the state, but the school has to put provisions in to make sure that you are learning in a proper manner. And this particular semester, I didn't use any of that. Mm. I did all of this on my own merit, worked extremely hard, because I was trying to prove to myself that I'm not a dumb fucking jock. Yeah. I don't need these hoes to do my work for me. No. Mm. I could do this shit. This is my thinking 2003. It's not how I think now. I can do this shit myself. So I got a 2.5, 2.7. I'm smitten by it. I'm as happy as can be. I go and show my mom. She gets this look on her face when she don't like something. So she gave me the look, and she was like, well, maybe you'll get a 3-point next semester. And when she said that, it did something to me. Because I'm happy and proud of myself. I'm just coming to you because I just want some reassurance. You know, good job. Even if you didn't think it was a good job.
Self-support, you did better. You know, you're improving. I see it. You know, I get it.
So when she said that, I was 23. I remember like it was yesterday. When she said that, I stopped in my tracks and I said, I can't live for other people. If I'm happy with what I'm doing in my life, that's it. That's all I need. That's it. I can't try to get validations from everybody else because other people's expectations of you may not be the same as yours. So then now, if you expected me to get this 3-point and I'm cool with the 2.7, I appreciate you having these aspirations. But celebrate this 2.7 with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Celebrate this motherfucker with me. Because I went through a lot to get this bitch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, celebrate that motherfucker with me. And it made me feel away for a while because a lot of my life was contingent about how my mother felt about it. If she didn't approve of it, then I wasn't fucking with it. If my mom didn't approve me playing basketball, I probably wouldn't play basketball.
Oh wow.
Her input and what she thinks about things really took a toll on, you know, my decision making. But like I said, when I got to that point in my life where, like, I'm learning to take care of myself. I'm learning to be on my own 2 feet. And I felt like I accomplished something because I did this by myself. And it wasn't reciprocated. I just had to change my focus. Like, no, I'm not going to like treat her funny because she doesn't look at the things that I feel as accomplishments. It's the same thing because, like I said, people look at you, you know, they want you to accomplish shit differently.
And I get it. I completely understand. And I don't know why, but that conversation triggers me so much in terms of that. Because, I don't know, for me, I was very much so, I made it a point to be an overachiever. Especially scholastically and everything. I really did. So, and I worked my ass off. Graduated a year early. My grades was 3.8. I felt like I was doing something. You feel what I'm saying? And it was just no acknowledgement. It wasn't appreciated. When I graduated college, well, I ain't got time to come to that.
That's one thing about my family. They may not be able to come to every game, but the big shit, championships, ceremonies, marriage, even funerals.
They show up.
They gonna show up, and they gonna show the fuck out. Yeah. And I remember one of my homeboys. Shout out my nigga talking about. So one day, my mom was supposed to come to a game, and I'm running around the school telling everybody my mom gonna finally come see me play. I'm about to kill, yada, yada, yada. And she wasn't able to make it because of work. She couldn't get off work. And at the end of the game, I was like kind of down and dejected, like, damn, my mom didn't show up, this, that, and the third. And my man Cock and Dog came to me, was like, man, do you know it's guys on this team, ain't nobody showing up? And if your granny wasn't there, it would be nobody in the stands cheering for them.
Yeah.
That changed my whole fucking perspective.
Yeah. And that got me too, because like when I graduated, I was graduating. My grandmother had died like a week or so before graduation.
From college?
Yeah. Because I graduated 2014. Hannah died February 14th, 2014.
On Valentine's Day? You said February 14th?
Yeah.
Damn, that's, who birthday is that?
She died on Valentine's Day. 2 days before Lauren's birthday, 10 days before mine. Well, 12 days before mine. Yeah, 10 days before mine. So it was kind of like, wow. And I had took my last test, and I had, after that week, hey, everything's straight. Commencement ceremony is on this day. That shit had me fucked up. And I figured, I have my children. My mom's going to show up. Didn't show up. So, I mean,
Yeah. And that's why it's really big for me when anytime any of my kids call and say, Dad, I want you there. Dad, I think, I want you. I'm not a big fan of church, even though I was going to pastoral ship. What is it called? Pastor school. Even though I was doing that, and to
seminary
become
school.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of church, but my daughter got baptized. She's only 8. She got baptized, called and said, Dad, I need you there. I ain't been to church since probably 2017 when my kids was they was singing in the choir, and before then I hadn't been to church in probably 10 years. But when the babies call, you got to show up, man. You got to show up. And they got to know that you going to show up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
What is it? You over there asleep?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, it's challenging. It's definitely challenging. What was the next?
So let's get into let's have some fun. I kind of spliced it up. We went serious first. Now we're gonna try to, well, y'all probably gonna think this is serious too, but I'm gonna try to make it fun, because then our last segment is gonna get really serious. So this segment is called Men Mind Your Business. Gentlemen, listen to me, gentlemen. I be trying to give y'all game. I be trying to tell y'all shit so you won't have to go through certain things and hear shit from your girl. Because as men, we all know, we don't want to hear that shit. But if you don't want to hear that shit, it's you get certain things that you gotta fucking do. Mm-hmm. So the biggest issue in women business right now is 2 big issues. The one big issue is Roe versus Wade. Okay, fellas? Listen, hey, I'm talking loud so y'all can hear me. Leave this one alone, okay? We ain't got vaginas. We don't know what it feels like to get pregnant. We are like planters. All we do is put the seed into the soil. What happens with the seed in the soil, we don't know. We can't do shit about that. We can't do nothing until the plant is grown. So if they having stipulations about the soil, nigga, hold your fucking hoe or your the 3-prong thing that break up the whatever. Yeah. Hold that motherfucker and wait till they finish talking, goddammit. Get y'all asses out of that conversation, because I'm telling you.
I don't understand why guys are having
Hold on, before you go, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to be over there talking about that soil and hear your motherfucking voice, and now they're a team against you.
Yeah.
And you don't want that, bruh.
Very true.
You don't want that.
True. And I find it weird, that guys are saying that, like, oh my God, ew, what's wrong with having a baby? Why do you want to have an abortion so bad? First of all, there are many reasons for abortions. There are many reasons that a woman might choose to have an abortion, but that is definitely her choice. And you cannot nor understand or comprehend the shit that a woman's body goes through when she is pregnant, what she might be feeling, or how that situation might have come about. Mm-hmm. Those are all factors that play into that.
Because think about this, fellas. How would you feel if somebody told you you had to have a baby and the person that put the baby inside of you did it forcefully? I ain't even gonna go as far as rape. He did it forcefully. And I guess you can't call it nothing but rape if you're gonna do it forcefully. If it was against her, if it's against her will.
I know a woman who actually had a baby and it was a result of that. And I'm gonna tell you, and I think,
is the baby bad?
Huh?
Is the little baby bad?
But she hated that little girl. She took every chance she could to dog that little girl. And for me,
and that's
as
not
a
cool.
person
That's
witnessing
that's not
I
cool.
had to tell somebody.
That's not cool.
Because I'm like, she's taking this out on this baby. This baby don't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not cool. That's not cool at all.
And in turn, I'm sure that caused her a lot of damage. I had to stop coming around that woman because I really, it bothered me to my core.
Yeah.
And especially, being a mother and having daughters and talking to your daughter. It was bad. It was bad. But I've seen people who have had abortions for reasons of they're not able to carry. Physically, it's going to be a problem. It could put them in danger. And they do say, as far as it, in the event that it might, affect, the mother could lose her life and things of that nature. But you don't know till you in it. And Black women are very much, when it comes to maternal care, not taken care of.
And I'm glad she said that, because my next comment was going to say, fellas, y'all do all this research, all this hotepism. Y'all obviously ain't looking up statistics for Black women. If you are looking up the statistics for Black women, you're looking up the statistics to talk shit to Black women. Because the numbers show Black women mortality rate after pregnancy is not high. Some women are literally dying after having this baby.
Or during.
They not getting doulas because it's cool, because it's a trendy thing. No. The fucking hospital might kill them.
Yeah, and it's the improper care that you get and the disregard for pain and what you might be going through is fucking horrible. Oh, he's doing too much. It's horrible. I literally had, like, my last, Josiah, my last one. That pregnancy experience was the worst shit I've ever been through. Just the way that I was treated. But like I told you, I had a doctor who was an Indian woman who literally told me, Asian, Indian, Middle Eastern Indian. She literally told me, well, what I tell my pregnant Black patients is we give them this. First of all, every situation is not the same. Do not generalize me. And you telling me that you're going to give me the same medicine just because you gave it to another Black person does not mean that's going to work for me.
And it's crazy that you said it. We were just watching a documentary 2 weeks ago that unfortunately Oprah put together. And they were saying exactly that the medical field looks at the Black race in like lineage or linear instead of looking at it separately. So if it worked for one Black person, it's going to work for all Black people. If this epidural worked for this young lady, it's going to work for all the young Black ladies that come in here.
And then what's crazy is...
And that's crazy to me. If that's the case, Why the fuck do we all have different blood types? Why don't we all have the same type of organs? Why can't if I need a kidney transplant, why can't I just pull the first black person I see, hey, come here, we got this, come on. It ain't gonna do the shit. Yeah. Let me get your kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they don't, as far as black women, they do not acknowledge their pain because what they think is normal. You should be able, and I've seen this, and I don't know if it was in that Oprah doc, but it was another doc where doctors were generalizing, saying where women, typically black women, can handle more pain. You don't know what my body can handle.
But that is, and I hate to go to bring in slavery. I know if my brother ever hears this, he gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're bringing in slavery." But that is a very slavish mentality to have.
It is. Because they've been, and that comes from years of...
If we beat her ass and put 12 dicks in her, she should be able to have a baby. That's the logic.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And like I said, substandard care. And a lot of women, they don't tell you a lot of things. Like my last child, when I had the spinal drip, because I was cesarean. This lady 7 times stuck me in my back. She kept taking it out. Couldn't get it in. Kept getting it. And I told my doctor, we're done with that. You got one more time. That is it. It's hurting me too much. Mind you, when you're pregnant and you're getting a spinal to get ready to have a cesarean, you are hunched over someone. You're naked. There's a gown between you and whoever that nurse or doctor is. Mm-hmm. And they got you with one needle and then a smaller needle to stick into that. To get in between your spine to numb your body. When I tell you afterwards, my back hurt so bad for the first 5 months. And it was right in that same spot. It hurt so bad for the first 5 months. But when I left the hospital, my feet were so swollen. You talk about cankles? I couldn't even put socks on. My feet were so swollen. Like Crocs wouldn't even fit on my feet. That's crazy. Send me home. Oh, here we go. I was in there a week. Send me home. Here goes some magnesium. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it. I go home. I said, ma'am, I can't even walk. I got to breastfeed. I'm walking around like I can't even get around like that. I got a harness on trying to keep my stomach together. And my feet look like who done it and what? Oh, they let you leave like that? What the fuck is going on? I said this before I left. Right. When I had Stanley, I had got magnesium. I had poison in my body and had to come back to the hospital with my newborn child and stay there for an additional 7 days because somebody didn't do something right.
I would have sued the shit out of them niggas.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, these things happen so often and they're not talked about. And then ask women why you don't want to go through that again. Why you don't want to have another baby? Why did you know how many times I almost died? Like, I don't want to go through that.
And then as a man, when I hear somebody say that to a woman, it kind of pisses me off. Like, what you mean why she don't want to have another? Because she don't want that shit on her fucking body. Bambi, Scrappy's wife, I can understand why she would want to get away from that man. She has not had control over her body in 5 years. She's had, 3 babies? In like a 6-year span? Can you imagine that?
All my children are 5 years apart. That is over 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little different. But to be having
you're not having all 3 of them in a 6-year span.
No. That's, like I said, that's back to back. And
that's like a fucking championship.
And a lot of people don't understand when you have babies, your body is not yours for a very long time.
Very long time. At least 18 months.
It's not your body. It's that baby's body. Everything that you're producing, it's that baby's body. So, and even if you're not breastfeeding, which is another thing in itself. If you ain't got titties, you don't make titty milk, don't tell me what to do with my titties.
And it's funny that you said something about titty milk because that is the second thing I want to tell these men. Mind your business when it comes to breastfeeding. Fellas, gentlemen, horses, even you niggas, listen. Men don't produce milk in their breasts, okay? For those that have children and you were actually like there when the baby was born, so then you would know that it is a damn near a fucking art or a skill, if you will, to get the baby to take the milk from the titty. Because if the little nigga don't latch on, there ain't nothing you can fucking do. Yeah, and you can smack that motherfucking titty out his face or knock it out his mouth every fucking time.
Yeah, and this is the thing too, it goes back to also tying in what you were talking about, black women in care. Because what you have to tell them and what they'll do is when that baby's born, they get that baby a bottle. Unless you instruct, no. Mm-hmm. I want them to have me first so they can latch on. With my first, it was very hard to get her to latch on because they gave her a bottle initially. My two boys, that was never a problem. They latched on completely. First, hey, no bottle. I know I'm tired. It doesn't matter. Bring them here. I want to get them to latch. Right. Both of them. I had no problem with it. I had more of an issue with her. But being able, like, mind you just had a baby. And if you had a cesarean or you did it natural, you're tired. Your body is tired. Mm-hmm. You want to produce mass amounts of milk. Some milk doesn't come for some women till later. Some build up before they have the baby.
And that's another thing, fellas. You niggas really think the bigger the titty, the more the milk. Yeah. You fucking dumb. And you the same niggas that's running around here licking the hole. Dumb bastards.
But it's just like, it's a thing because they're like, well, why you not making more milk? It's not always that easy. When you come home from having a baby, if you're stressed out, you're not eating enough, you're not getting the foods that help you produce more, it's a lot to do. I was drinking nasty ass mother's milk tea, drinking lactate, eating lactate cookies, which is gross as hell, to produce milk. And first of all, and when that milk comes, you need to get that shit out. Because if you got big titties, that shit hurt your chest so fucking bad, it feel like you can't breathe. And then also in that, workspaces are not designed or set up or really care about your breastfeeding. Yeah. Me and two other women, literally, y'all can go in this broom closet and breastfeed. It wasn't even nowhere to sit. So where the fuck I'm supposed to pump at? Where I'm supposed to pump at?
And to send somebody to a closet to produce food for that person,
which is not safe. Unsanitary.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you talking to?
And when initially at first I was working nights, so that's crazy. I was having to pump as much as I can. I go to work, by the time the 8-hour shift is over, I'm full of milk. We're in a plant. There's nowhere for me to release this milk. There's no set space for us. I gotta rush home. I'm coming from Pontiac, Michigan, going all the way to downtown Detroit. So I can hear him and go feed my baby. When he wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's like when you get to telling women you should just breastfeed, that's lazy. You don't know shit.
Skinny nigga with dreads, with locks.
Shut up if I cut your hair on, little boy. But disrespecting that girl like that.
But when dudes say shit like that, it just leads me to believe that they haven't really dealt with a lot of women, you know, and
it don't have to be a lot. They just ain't dealing with ones with common sense, or they just ain't got. I mean, who said they dealing with women? Honestly,
and that's another thing. You can't, and if you part of that community, talking about this over here, nah, man. Nah, but they said that the roe-v-wade would affect gay marriages. I don't know how abortion rights has anything to do with gay marriages.
Well, Roe versus Wade entails a lot of different stuff. So it mentions a lot of different civil liberties that you have. Abortion is just one of those. So it's a heavy topic. It's a layered topic, and it's gonna be.
I just don't understand why men, particularly white men, why are they so worried about what goes inside of a woman's vagina? Now, the conspiracy theory community is saying that the white population is at a standstill and or decline when it comes to them procreating.
That sounds like a them problem.
Yeah. So, in order to stop the decline of their mortality, let's end the abortion rights and make everyone have to have a baby.
But you know that kind of leads into our last topic.
What's that? Mind your business? Or what? The last topic was women protection.
No, our last topic of the day. It ties into that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Black lives never mattered.
They didn't, and they continue not to.
Yeah.
And that gentleman, who will remain nameless because we're not gonna give him any time, spewed rhetoric weeks before in that area, online, on all these social platforms regarding that same theory.
So my whole thing when it comes to that situation, and if you don't know what we're talking about the two shootings that happened in Buffalo and in California. The one in California had 1 dead and 8 wounded. The one in Buffalo, where we all know that white piece of shit went into Tops supermarket and killed 10 people. And I would like to acknowledge the 10 people that they killed. I think that their names should be said. Roberta Drury, 32. Ruth Whitfield, 86. Aaron Salter Jr., 55. Listen to the ages.
Yeah.
The ages. Pearl Young, 77. Celestine Cheney, 65. Haywood Peterson, 67. Andrew McNeil, 53. Catherine Kate Mosey, 72. Geraldine Chapman Talley, 62. Marquise D. Morrison, 52. So
these are our elders that he went after and targeted.
This is just
and videotaped on social media.
So
as this was occurring.
So and as shout out to JBP, and as Ish was saying, because I haven't seen the live stream, I don't think I'm gonna look at it. As he was saying, when he was sent to him, he opened it up. It looked like a video game because it had the Call of Duty point of view. Hence why I don't like him playing that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's what that game is doing. You're using that video game to make little fucking soldiers.
Yeah.
So the live stream is looking like Call of Duty. This nigga got on the tactical vest, semi-automatic gun with ammunition, and he just went to a grocery store where niggas ain't, man, niggas, my man Haywood Peterson is 67 years old.
These are elderly people that you're attacking, and it was cause for it. And then this is what was baffling to me, because, you know, our race is dwindling, is what he was saying. The same initial concept that the pure so-called white race is going to be eliminated by interracial dating, interracial couples, intersection of the races.
But the people you went after
have nothing to do with that. These are our elders. They're not making these babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, what? And I was, huh? Like, make it make sense. But even still, I don't expect it to make sense, because these are people who have no logic. Mm-hmm. Because if you had logic, this is not something that you would have done. Mm-hmm. It just goes to say, yeah, Black lives don't matter. This has been happening for
the beginning of time. So since...
And it's been, oh, this is tragic. Now let's move on. Oh, this is tragic. Now let's move on. Now all of a sudden, it's a thing where we're gonna put some rules in place and some things and policy in place for hate crimes. Why haven't you been done this? Now, when this happened to the Asian community, you jumped on it quite quickly. This has been happening. You have watched how many Black bodies die for little to nothing. And now you want to try to convince me that you care and that you want to do something about it. You don't care to do nothing about it. You want to put a Band-Aid on it. No. But again, it goes back to Roe versus Wade, right? Mm-hmm. And also, what also was mentioned in Roe versus Wade was that, I don't know, I want to be sure and quoting myself.
I'm about to look up Roe versus Wade.
Because I need to make sure I have this right when I say this.
It hurt. Oh. Oh, that hurt.
What happened?
Stubbed my toe.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay, I don't think I'm going to place in that, but back to what I'm saying. I feel like in terms of what we understand and what we know, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And it's alarming to watch. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's alarming to watch. And to me, you playing in my face. We know this is happening. We've seen this. The fact that, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, that was a baby with a toy gun. George Floyd, you got him subdued, but you put your foot on his neck. Philando Castro, this man, hands up, told you, I have a weapon. I am armed, licensed to carry. Working in a school, no record, no problems with the law, no nothing. You put how many bullets into that man? With children in the car? That other gentleman, other cop who shot up that vehicle 50-something times. Because somebody fit the description. Not because they were armed, not because they broke any law, because they fit the description. Killing not only a teenager, but his father. And they get paid administrative leave. Is that what you're telling me?
The decision involved the case of Norma McCorvey, known by the legal persona of Jane Roe, who in 1969 became pregnant with her third child. McCorvey wanted an abortion, but lived in Texas, but abortions were illegal except if necessary to save a mother's life. Her attorney, sir.
But what they don't understand is they say that if Roe versus Wade is overturned, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think abortions are going to stop?
No, I don't.
They're just going to become more dangerous, and people are going to take extreme measures,
or have to drive to the state where
it's not. What do you mean? Nowhere. Michigan is fighting back against it because there is.
No, when they overturn a law, so what that will do is take the feds from having anything to do with the law. The state itself, because there's some states that like, no, we don't give a fuck what the feds say. Mm-hmm. We're keeping abortion.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Michigan is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
because boy, Michigan, you're in.
Yeah. You you thotters and botters, and I'm so glad that, and this must be a skill too. I'm so glad that I'm able to find some type of funny in this serious ass topic. But you thotters and botters, you better hope they keep that abortion law in place. You motherfuckers gonna be your summers and winters are gonna be.
Not hot mama.
They're gonna be tied up like Bambi shit. You motherfuckers gonna be pregnant every 24 months.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The new trend like that. This bitch got a baby every 24 fucking months. What she got? What, 8 kids now? God damn.
And I think and it ain't always that. Sometimes, but not always that. But it's just it's crazy. I think every day. And I don't know what it is. I just feel like stuff has gotten even worse since the pandemic. I know that's bold to say, but it's just like seems like everything has really went to hell. You know what I mean? A lot of things have really went to hell, and it's baffling that this is what we've come to. But you know,
not really.
It's to me it is because we knew these things were there. We knew these things were happening, but the level that it is right now, it is like. It's in your face. It's right here. It's not even going to be a sugar coated about it or nothing. We're going to throw it in your face. We want you to take it, suck this in, and then just sit with it and be calm. And in my mind.
Or do something.
Burn this motherfucker down.
Do something.
Burn this motherfucker down.
I'm just waiting on the do something. Because I know it's coming.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be catastrophic.
I know.
I didn't think that was going to happen. Did you not? Did you not?
But one very key thing is that whenever a faction tries to overthrow a government, it would be behoove of that faction to have some of the same amenities that the government they're overthrowing, to have some of that shit in place. Because you don't want to be out this bitch like Cuba. They overthrew them niggas and they in that bitch hungry than a bitch. Like, y'all overthrew the government. Y'all threw everybody out and burnt the money. What the fuck you think you gonna get when you burn the money? So... But there's other ways, you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily, some shit has to burn. I will give you that. All of it ain't gotta burn. Because if all of it burn, we're gonna have to sleep on ashes, and we don't have to sleep in ashes. The way that you can make some change is you have to change some of these punk ass laws. So you're going to have to play their little punk-ass legal game.
Okay.
So, in court, and this is kind of fucked up to say, but this is how court works. It's all about what you can prove. So if you can go to court and prove that the United States has purposely kept a group of people underclassed, underworked, underfed, all this other shit. If you can prove that, then you should be able to change. It's only one law we need to change. I say it all the time.
Yeah, you did.
It's only one law we need to change. And that's the law that lets them get away with. And when I say them, I'm not just talking about the police.
I know.
Because the Kyle Rittenhour dude, he got away with murder and asked for his gun back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the play in your face thing that you was talking about.
Uh-huh.
Like, you gonna tell me that this nigga asked for his gun back? So, Young Thug's lawyer has been telling people that his condition in jail is shit. They feeding him bologna sandwiches and all this other shit. His conditions is horrible.
That's jail.
The jail then responded with like pictures of their jail and what people he's getting treated like any other inmate. Excuse me. So my thing is, okay, these people saying that the treatment is shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then the jail goes and shows how actually shitty the treatment is.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody has anything to say about how proud this jail is to show how shitty it is.
But they don't see. When you're in jail, you're property of the state at that point. They don't care about to them. You committed a crime, so we're gonna give you the bare minimum, and you're just gonna have to stew and deal in it for however long your sentence is. So the jail is a business, as we know.
See, now you got my mind turning, dear.
Mm-hmm.
You got my mind turning.
And that's why they make them work for pennies, because now you've broken our laws and our policy. We're going to jail you, and then we're going to essentially modern day slavery. So you're going to work for us at the bare minimum cost.
It ain't even bare minimum.
Right, less than bare minimum cost.
It's
under horrible conditions
in Alabama that they had denied this man's appeal to get out of jail.
Uh-huh.
He's been in jail for 20 years for possession of marijuana. And he breaks rocks at the whatever county jail or whatever Alabama prison for 24 cents an hour. Something stupid like that.
Again, so they have them in really tight, small quarters. The bare minimum, the very lowest foods, cheapest that they can provide. Necessities barely, medications barely. What do you mean this is modern day slavery? It's just what it is. That's what these are businesses. And they're turning out slaves for production. That is and it sounds so bad. See, I feel like I sound like one of those people that we talk about, oh my God, they're so like.
Can you get rid of an amendment?
I don't know that you can. Get rid of an amendment. I mean, you can add addendums to amendments, but I don't know if you can.
So what addendum would you add to the 13th Amendment?
I don't know. That's a long. I need time to think on that, because I would probably have a very detailed synopsis of what I think should happen. But yeah, I need some time for that one. But we'll visit at the next podcast. I'll have that for you too.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my research. I gotta do my due diligence on my research, and we'll get back to that.
I was wondering, because, like you said, they could be doing a lot of playing in the motherfucking face.
Uh-huh. And I think that's what bothers me the most. And I feel like that about anything in general. Don't play in my face.
Yeah.
Don't play in my face. Don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah.
That's on many levels. I feel like that in general. Like, don't insult my intelligence. Because I can't put my hands on it.
I don't know, man.
At least legally.
It's like my foresight is coming back, and it's just like it just doesn't look good because they'll fight. It's two things that they'll fight for, and that's power and money. And if they lose either one of those, they get to jumping out of windows and shit. That's not funny.
It shouldn't be funny, but it is.
But I'm saying they get to jumping out of windows and shit. So, I don't know, man. But that type of shit at Buffalo ain't gonna keep happening because
it's not.
We've already been on the defensive, and this type of shit is gonna make us even more defensive, and it's gonna be kind of tough for the Anglo-Saxons to just casually walk into places and get their milks, eggs, cheeses, and fondues.
What you doing here? You're not from here.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Especially the young ones. You gonna
what
get
you got on?
You're gonna get pressed.
Nah, out.
You're gonna get pressed.
Because like nobody wants to live in that kind of fear, and it's creating a lot of fear.
And what they
and not just fear, but it's prompting people to take action, and the kind of action that's going to happen could be retaliatory. So they're not thinking about that.
It could be hopeful, and this is a very hopeful, wishful thinking. It could bring that closeness and togetherness that we once had back in the 60s.
You're absolutely right.
Because if you motherfuckers are going to come from 40 miles away to come and kill my grandmother, oh, no, nigga, no. No.
You trying to come take our granny?
No, because like what T.K. Kirkland said, if you want to get these gang members to stop doing gang stupid shit, call the grandmothers and the grandfathers. Tell them to come in, to have them go to the corner where these niggas is at and tell them to act a fool now. Go and act stupid in front of your grandmother. They might be the only motherfuckers that can quell your thug spirit. But now you got the unquelled thug spirit. Now you done killed this motherfucker's grandmother? Come on, man.
It's a crazy, crazy world we live in.
And that's the group of blacks that they don't want to get organized and go and find the Black Panthers and like live that 20-step plan. No, they don't want them to do that. I don't want y'all to do that, cuz. But yeah, that's gonna be, I think we at the end of the pod there.
Yes, sir.
Is there any shout outs you like to give? Anything?
No, not that I can think
of. All right, I'd like to thank everybody that stopped by and listened to any of this rhetoric.
Yes, sir. We are
really,
here.
We really appreciate you.
We really do.
We gonna get up out of here with a little bit of my man Sahai.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Redan, better known as the weed man. 55 for a pecan. So a split cost you $3 grand. Life dealt me a weekend, so I had to get this paper. Like the Indiana paper. See more Saturdays in the weekend. And the living out, touching them circles. Like them DJing, like KRS-One. And say I burned too many bridges. I don't see nobody trying to book and see Shan. See when I go jumping out
where to pop it. Caught so many flights, Delta sent the feds to watch me. Only my real niggas understand. I've been seen 100 grand. Cause my OG was a
baller, gangster, cap dealer. Who I be?
Yeah.
Your neighborhood drug
okay,
dealer.
publicist for gangsters. Was hustling with Wankster. First came out, but I wasn't fucking with no strangers. Jim, my rich homie, young, thuggin' with the banger. Only brought my 38, cause he had 30 in the chamber. Went from teachers calling your mama coming to spank you. Now it's house arrest, monitors on your ankle. My people say I think I'm too grown. Sold an ounce at the bus stop, that's a